Alright, so for the Pints of Interest podcast, we're now standing in the kitchen of the Pairing of Interest, where that's going to take place, where you're going to see how some yummy food is made, so that's why we're standing here, but we'll get to that. So in addition to the beer tasting, what we're going to do is pair our winner with a few different aspects to kind of enhance your beer drinking experience. So we're going to pair it with some food, games, and movies. So you can drink this beer and do some other things with it other than, just look at it and think that it's pretty or something on your shelf. So the first aspect that we're going to look at is the food pairing.
Right, so basically, once we have our winning beer, we're going to take that beer and pair it with a different dish that'll help either enhance or highlight or complement the beer's flavor and characteristics. The cooking will be done by Helen, who will provide recipes and instructions both on our website and our sister podcast, Pairings of Interest.
Yeah, that's why we're in this kitchen currently. This is the kitchen that Helen's going to be using to make those yummy foods, and it's a really cool thing to do, to pair something with beer. I mean, prior to actually going to a beer pairing, I thought it was just kind of a nice thing. Okay, you have like a steak with a beer or something like that. You enjoy the steak, you enjoy the beer, whoopty crap. But really it comes down to enhancing the flavor of the beer with what you're eating. It's actually pretty remarkable how much some of the beers can change when doing that enhancement. Tom and I went to Goose Island food pairing, and it was really good, where you'd have something like, this was kind of a ritzy beer pairing that we had, where it was like lobster was paired, I can't remember, it was like the Matilda.
I think so.
I think it might have been the Matilda, which is kind of a citrusy Belgian type mixed with an ale in there. A very good beer, but then when you had it with the sweetness of the lobster, it just completely changed the flavor when you had them kind of both working in your mouth and stuff. It was really good. I know that sounds probably kind of weird what I just said there, but oh well. Them both working in your mouth. Anyway, so beyond just the food pairing that we're doing here, we're also going to look to entertain you while you're drinking your beer, so we're going to make game recommendations. Now, the game recommendations are mostly probably going to be board games, so we'll also do some video games in there. Have a more social aspect to it, not like a lone gamer playing a multiplayer game or something like that, but something you can get together with friends, drink a beer, and have a good time. We really want to highlight the social aspect of it and the interactivity that you'll be doing with people that you're hanging out with. And how we're going to make this recommendation is based really off the ABV of the beer that you're drinking. So the higher the alcoholic content, the simpler the game is going to be. We really want to focus on simpler rules, easy to play for like board games or something that where you can just kind of dance around or do karaoke and sing and stuff if it's going to be a video game. That you're really just going to enjoy it. That's going to work with the alcohol that's present in the beer instead of against it. So that is kind of what we're going to be doing with the game aspect of the pairings.
And like with the game, the movie aspect will be sort of along the same lines, where you wouldn't want to just sit by yourself drinking the beer. It's meant to be social, so it's a group of friends. It'll be a nice film you can comment on while enjoying the beer.
Crappy movie montage! Yeah!
Or it might be a serious film and you want to enjoy it that way as well, but it's meant for group interaction.
For the social aspect. What is a good beer and what is a good, thing to do with it, something recreational that you can, have some fun with your friends. So that's what we're looking to do with the Pints of Interest podcast. So we hope you enjoy it and the many episodes to come. Cheers.
Cheers.
You can visit us at...
It's a really ridiculous movie, over the top kind of thing, and it's just great to get together and just kind of poke fun at it and, just have a good time.
That's one where you go with a little higher ABV because it enhances the experience.
The higher the alcohol, probably the better with something like that. Whereas a lower alcohol, something a little bit more of a thinky film that you can get together, maybe even discuss afterwards.
Yeah, like if you're going to be going Memento or Primer.
Something along those lines. The stuff that we'll be having in there, you'll see that it might be a little bit more of a discussion type of thing, where you can kind of have a beer to relax and enjoy it, but it'll be a low enough alcohol that you'll understand what's going on in the movie during the time, because you can't just get completely obliterated. You have no idea what's going on, won't care, frankly. So yeah, it's just about the social aspect, getting together, having a good time, having a good beer that we've tasted them, so you don't have to. How horrible that would be. But just figuring out what is a good beer and what is a good thing to do with it, something recreational that you can have some fun with your friends. So that's what we're looking to do with the Pints of Interest podcast. So we hope you enjoy it and the many episodes to come. Cheers.
Cheers.
You can visit us at www.pintsofinterest.net to see new episodes, watch our minisodes, check out some beer news, and just generally chat about all things beer and entertainment. You can also find our cooking-oriented sister podcast, Pairings of Interest, at the Pints of Interest website. You can follow us on Twitter at Pints of Interest, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pints of Interest. If you'd like to email us suggestions, questions, recommend beers, or whatever else, please contact us at pintsofinterest@gmail.com.
No, Joe, you're a cop.